Yellow, red, orange. Maybe we're all colourblind because nobody can seem to agree. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Footballs. A pretty controversial Saturday in Scottish football, and that did not change going into the Sunday with the big talking point coming out of the Rangers Dundee United game, and that is, should Emmanuel Adegboyega been sent off for his late challenge on Connor Barron? Now, I have seen the footage and I'll talk more about it towards the end of this video after we get to hear what Chris Button and Chris Boyd had to say, who were both in the studio watching the game, and maybe to no one's surprise, Chris Boyd believes it should have been a straight red, whereas Chris Sutton believes it wasn't a straight red. So, not really surprising seeing both of these guys disagree. It's not the first time they've disagreed, and it won't be the last time they disagree. Now, Chris Boyd, on the matter, he wasn't happy. He does think that it should have been a red. Now, referee Don Robertson did brand a yellow card to the Irish defender. It did go to VAR, and they decided that nothing else should be done about it. Obviously, there was a lot of boos for the travelling Rangers fans because they wanted to see their opponents go down to 10 men. But this is what Chris Boyd had to say on the matter. He said, quote, "There's probably more contact than what Benjamin Kimbioka was sent off for yesterday," end of quote. Now, I mean, he can debate that, but for me, I don't think Benjamin Kimbioka was a sending off either. I think that was a wrongfully given out red card, so I don't think that's fair to measure when that was not a red card, in my opinion. Sutton then replied to Boyd, quote, "It's a red then, is it?" End of quote. Which Boyd responded, quote, "There's more contact than the Kimbioka red card. You can see there he's going to block this going up the line. I'm not convinced he touches the fullback there. I think he blocks that coming up the line and he doesn't touch him. Adegboyega touched Connor Barron there for sure. And there is a lunge and that looks like excessive force there." End of quote. So Boyd comparing the two, he doesn't believe that there was any contact yesterday with Kimbioka, whereas he believes that there was contact with Connor Barron. And look, I'm not saying I disagree with Boyd, but I still don't think Kimbioka was a red card, so therefore I don't think it's worth comparing the two. Sutton again replied, quote, "So it's a red then?" End of quote. To which Boyd finally said, quote, "I think it's a red card." End of quote. So, I mean, Sutton not really giving his opinion here, just questioning. I mean, he's questioning Boyd without outright saying he doesn't believe it's a red, but he kept putting Boyd on the spot and kept making Boyd repeat himself. Is it mind games for Sutton? I mean, it possibly could be. But if we look at the Kimbioka tackle, for me, it's not a red card at all. So therefore, this one could be worse than the Kimbioka one. But just because this one is worse than the Kimbioka one doesn't mean this is an automatic red card, because I don't think the Kimbioka one should be a red anyway. So I get what Boyd's saying. I understand the logic. I just don't think you can really use it in this scenario, because I believe that Kimbioka was wrongfully sent off. Now, as for this tackle here, I mean, Connor Barron, he is caught by Emmanuel Adegboyega, but I just don't think there's enough in it. And yes, he's a little bit late, and he does catch him. And if he caught him further up the leg, then I think you've got a case for a red. I really do. And if that was the case, then he'd probably get the red card. However, I mean, he catches him on the boot, and for me, that's just not enough. And I get it. They want to cut bad tackles out. They want to cut lunges out, etc. But for me, I think the yellow card was the correct decision here. I mean, is there such thing as an amber card? No. If there was, would this be worthy of one? I'd say yes. But I don't quite think it's enough to give a red. So, I mean, Sutton, he's not necessarily saying Boyd is wrong, but he kept putting him on the spot, kept getting him to repeat his belief that it was a red. So, I mean, I don't really agree with Boyd here. I don't think this was a deserving sending off, and it probably would have ruined the game anyway, but in the end, it didn't really matter. It's not like Dundee United got back into it. It's not like this turned out to be a massive talking point, because Rangers in the end, held on for the win. Now, had Dundee United came back, had Dundee United gotten something out of this game, then I think they would have looked back at this and it would have been a hell of a lot more talked about. It would have been a lot more controversy for sure had Rangers dropped points and this Dundee United defender never got sent off. But like in the end, I think it was a late tackle, but I don't think it was bad enough for a red. I'm going to say a yellow. I mean, if you want to make up the whole amber thing, then fair enough, you can go ahead and do that. But for me, I think it would have been harsh had he been sent off. And I mean, if he was given a red, would VAR have overturned it? I mean, that's another possibility because we always hear about clear and obvious. And for me, this is not a clear and obvious mistake. So I can't sit here and say, wow, that's a shocking tackle. What's the referee doing? How has he only given him a yellow card? I mean, you can't do that here. I mean, if the ref gave him a red, then maybe you could argue VAR would be correct to stick with it because you could maybe say it's not clear and obvious, but I don't think this is clear and obvious enough to overturn it. So I think the yellow was fair. It is what it is. Boyd, though, upset, and he can be upset if he wants. Anyway, guys, that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Maybe put a poll up to see what everybody thinks of this tackle. I mean, it wasn't a great one. It was late, but I want to see less red cards in the game. I don't want to see more. And for me, I mean, this is a red card I think we can go without giving. So, yeah, I think the referee pretty much got it right in the end. I mean, he got it right originally, and then he got it right by not overturning his decision. So anyway, guys, that's it. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, though, peace.